Hello, my name is Casey. I'm part of the culinary development team here with AAA Restaurant Group in El Paso and Cafe Central. This year we're going to be offering a variety of holiday catering packages from Cafe Central for delivery or for pickup. And today in this video we're going to be discussing how to reheat a cold prime rib and also how to cook that above medium rare. Now here we have a gorgeous 3-bone prime rib roast which was cooked and refrigerated and has now been out of the refrigerator for 2 hours to temper or to come to room temperature. The reason we do this is so the roast will cook and reheat evenly. If we were to move it directly from the fridge to the oven, the outside of the roast would be overcooked and dried out, while the inside would still be cold. Now when we cook the standing rib roast, we cook it medium rare. We remove it from the oven at an internal temperature of 123 degrees Fahrenheit. From there, it'll go through a process known as carryover cooking, which occurs during the holding process. During this time period, the roast will carry over an additional 5 to 10 degrees. Also, the juices inside the roast will settle and the roast will have a consistent temperature throughout. Now, a very important thing when we reheat the roast is we like to protect the crust that we had already established during the cooking process from drying out. To do this, we simply brush the exterior of the crust with a bit of grapeseed oil. Any kind of fat will work, butter, rendered beef fat. And then we're simply going to wrap the roast in parchment paper. Now you can also use aluminum foil, though aluminum foil conducts heat a lot better than parchment paper does. So it'll actually leave you less margin for error during your reheating process. Now we're going to lay the face of the surface of the prime rib down on the paper. Scoop this up a bit. Around the back, going to crease at an angle on either side. And then simply fold over around to the bottom. Let's grab another sheet tray here. Now you can see we've protected our cooking surfaces from exposure to the oven heat, so this will prevent our crust from drying out. Now it's important that we preheat our oven. So we're going to roast it at a temperature of 215 degrees and make sure it's preheated, and we'll go ahead and put our roast in now. So we place the roast in the preheated 215 degree oven. We'll check the internal temperature every 30 minutes with a probe thermometer, but you should expect your prime rib to take roughly 70 to 90 minutes to reheat to a medium rare. We like to rest our prime rib for an hour at a minimum, but prefer to rest the roast for 1.5 to 2 hours after removing from the oven. Were you care to cook your roast beyond medium rare? My temperature recommendations for medium is 131, for medium well 134, and for well done 138. Now here we have our roast, fresh out of it's been out of the oven now for 90 minutes. And what's happened is the carryover cooking process has happened, which we'd spoken about earlier. Also, it's been allowed to rest so all the juices have settled. So the very minimum we would rest our prime rib for is 60 minutes, but we prefer 90 minutes to 2 hours. So now we're gonna go ahead and move our roast to the board. Remove this foil from the bones. There's a couple different ways we can carve the prime rib when it's bone in. We can do what we call a tomahawk cut, which is simply running your blade on the edge of the bone and straight down the roast. The other way we can do it is pull these bones separate them. So now we've removed the bones on this two bone portion, and we've separated them. So this way somebody can grab boneless cuts and then grab a bone if they'd like as well. Now we're going to go ahead and slice a couple pieces of boneless prime rib. Now you'll notice, because we've rested our prime rib, there's not a puddle of blood or juice on the board. And if we would have cut into it while it was still hot, or not rested enough, we would have had a large pool of juice and the prime rib would have dried out. So we'll go ahead and put this on a platter. Now, as you can see, we've got a tomahawk style cut, and then we also have boneless with some rib pieces still there. We'll go ahead and add a little bit of horseradish creme fraiche, which will be included with your prime rib. And what we have here is a pink peppercorn joulis. This was made with the stock of the prime rib, also pink peppercorns, and it's been reduced down to a gravy style thickness, or an au jus. Also, at the very end, we like to finish ours with a bit of Maldon sea salt, which will give the some of the center cuts are not going to have as much flavor as the exteriors because of the crust. So we'll go ahead and sprinkle a bit of this on. This will give texture and also enhance the flavor of the prime rib. Beautiful. And here we have it. There's our bone-in prime rib roast, perfect for the holiday feast. Please order online at cafecentral.com. Thank you for watching, and happy holidays.